Episode 200!
Todo 200.
Get off my lawn. Hello and welcome once again to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this continuing combat between the heroes of Talduria and Garthax.
Which also happens to be our 200th episode in this particular campaign story arc, so woo!
Yay!
Yeah.
So let's make this episode a momentous one, and we'll start doing that by introing our cast. I'll start with, on my right, with Francesco as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
Oh, this will be the best plan.
To his right, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
1, 2, 3, 4.
To his right, we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
I really hope this plan works soon.
To her right, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Usually I enjoy forehands.
To his right, we have James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
We left off back at the top of initiative. Just to reset the stage, we've got our four hands, and we've got a cloud of sickening radiance.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
Yes. Hand number one, furthest to the left, is just outside this radius of radiance. I knew I was going to screw this up eventually. And it is about, 20 feet off to the left of the main group. Then we've got hand number two, which is also just outside, and it's in relatively close, what would be melee-ish range from Quinn. Hoblet was near there, doing a little tripping over Quinn. He's next to Quinn, who is also on the edge of the sickening radiance there.
So sick.
If we pass over the space where Hoblet had previously occupied before he moved and tripped, right behind that, we have a Boris the Butcher. We've got a Lord Jarrell the Light about 5 feet further along from there, right along the edge of the sickening radiance. And just a few feet back from that, we've got hand number three. Hand number four is all the way off by the right-hand wall. Looks like it is just inside the sickening radiance, but is not inside the cloud.
Sick.
Also, bringing it up at the far back end of the room, we have a Felix Fizzlebottom, just off.
Who is frightened?
The frightened Felix Fizzlebottom.
That's me.
Yes. Damn.
Ah!
I should have remembered that for the intro. What I get off towards the back. We've got Garthax at the far end of the room, and we've got a bomb near Garthax with an indeterminate amount of time
So close
left
to going off. So close to going off. It's going to go off at some point before Jarrell's turn.
Yep.
But before we can get to that, we've got Quinn, who's at the top of initiative.
You're still frightened, right, Fran?
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Felix.
Is the answer you
But
get to that question.
Counter charm wouldn't do anything because you're already frightened, correct?
I don't know. What is the text on counter charm? I'm not too familiar
Well,
with
it
that.
just says that there's advantage on saving throw against fright or charm. Yeah. So I would have this is so stupid. Like
You'd have to have it running and operating.
I'd literally be doing that all day long.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing to just be doing, to be sitting there and just acting as sort of like a pillar or like a buff pillar for the party to help us save against harmful effects, which we had to be doing this whole time.
I'm going to shoot at my crossbow. Oh, I didn't hit it.
Counter charm. I'm going to cast it. We're going to play musical instruments because I do have a lute, which I never use. But we're gonna play the lute just randomly in the middle of this battle because that's cool. And we're gonna hopefully disrupt mind influencing effect.
Well, Mike,
so-
you know that nobody near me can be frightened. It's only Felix that can be
But
frightened.
this probably goes further now, and it's more than just frightened.
Right. So it's fright and charm and mind influencing effects.
Right. So we have advantage on saves against those things. What's the range on it? What's the radius on that?
30 feet. So anybody
Right.
who's around me that could hear me play
Yeah,
has
perfect.
it's disrupting.
Yeah, because this is one of those bard abilities. It's pretty sweet.
Right. I think when I initially read it, like I read it as like, oh, it's only to defend against fright and charm, but there's really more to it.
Any mind affecting
Right.
effects.
So we're going to
whatever.
attempt to see if we can deter these ridiculous hands from doing ridiculous things to us. And
any
then
longer. Yeah.
I'm going to. I have one more bardic inspiration, but I think both of you have used
I got
yours,
one.
right?
I got
no,
one
yeah,
still.
I know you still have it. I think they've both have. Jarrell, have you used yours? Yes. Hoblet, have you used yours? You did. Okay. So I'm going to inspire Jarrell. Yeah. So that's that. That's my turn. And maybe take a step back. Just one. Just one
Just
step
one.
back.
Just one step back.
Like a pivot. Like a
Baby step.
How are you getting around Hoblet?
Oh, is Hubba behind me?
Behind you now because he made that.
Why the fuck is
Or
Hubba
hand
behind me?
number two.
Oh, right. Oh,
I've been
shit.
here all
Yeah,
along.
I don't take
baby.
a step back.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
problem is hand
I forgot
number
he's on the
2
floor.
shouldn't have even been there, and I screwed up because hand 2 had been pushed back a bunch of times.
It tried to move though. It moved
Yeah.
in.
It wound up
So
getting that way back out, and I foiled my own plan in doing so.
Nice.
So we're all
Yeah, I'll just stay where I am then.
all right. So you stay where you are, making the look back and deciding.
Yeah. Like I went to go step back and realized there was a giant door. Well, that's kind of an oxymoron. But yes. There's an oxymoron behind me.
A giant
A
dwarf.
giant oxymoron. that came out much funnier than I did. I'm excited about it.
All right, we move
I'm so glad you're
down.
back, Jake.
Sorry, we
Nope,
move
okay.
down to Felix.
Okay, so I'm frightened, so I can't move any closer to what's the source of my fear. So what I will do, as a bonus action first, still fire one of the motes of light. So that's now I've fired 2. This is the second one, so I have 5 left. At Garthax proper. Would that be a disadvantage then, since is this all one entity I'm frightened of?
You are frightened of Garthax proper,
So
so
it would be made a disadvantage, correct?
Disadvantage, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Weird, it's like they're all the same thing.
I rolled the same on both die. I'm going to use the Bardic Inspiration. Let's go. Fuck yes. Okay.
Jarrell ducks.
Is this an attack roll?
So it would have been an 18 plus 8 from the Bardic Inspiration makes this 26.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. 4d12 radiant, baby. Let's do it. Those are the numbers I like to see. A 10, 12, 12, 2. So, yeah, 24, 26, 36 radiant damage.
36.
And I'm going to prepare an action so that at the end of Garthax's turn, I'm going to use an action to dismiss the sickening radiance
Sick.
Right, that is sick.
so that my friends can charge the fuck in and slay this thing.
Good call.
Yep. That'll do.
So that it still has to make the save and potentially take damage at the start of its turn, but at the end of its turn, boom, radiance gone. Free hits on everything everywhere.
Wait, I should probably take my bugs away too then.
No, well, that's only on the one side of the room. We can go around that shit.
Oh, because Garthak's not in.
Okay. So,
Bastard.
Felix, is there anything else on your turn?
Nope, because I'm preparing the action.
That's 10 seconds, and the bomb goes off. I'd had the president and 2 wouldn't have come out and attacked and would have thrown it to the other end of the room. But since I fucked that up, the bomb is right where it was and blows up.
Oh, that's the danger. So don't throw these things at things that have hands, or throw them where it would explode like quickly.
Can those magical hands could lift whatever. I'm glad they didn't get moved.
Now.
I think that would have ended cool, but this is probably...
Yeah, and Dave, for you as DM, remember, I said that these things have a variety of effects depending on what timing was set, because no 2 Omnibombs are the same.
Now, would you be able to clue me in on what the design intent of the, like, a 1 minute or that 10-second timer would be? Like,
I believe we've done that before, and what happened was it blew up, and then a smaller cluster of bombs popped out of it, and that was the first and only time that someone set it for the 10-second option. That's what happened.
Was that done over the water?
That was done onto a ghost ship.
Yep.
Oh, yes. All right. But there wasn't necessarily a damage range. Well, we didn't attach one to it, did we?
I rolled a bunch of d6.
All right, sounds good.
A whole bunch of them. It's like someone cast fireball at a certain level. That's kind of what I rolled.
Yeah. So you know what? We are going to call that 8d6 damage.
Can I roll it?
You may roll it.
It's like a delayed blast fireball, essentially.
Yes.
Oops, hold on.
If it's fire, this creature has a resistance to fire. So I'm going to say 4d6 of it is fire, which it would take a resistance. The other 4d6 is just straight up concussion force damage.
Nice.
Okay. So then I'll roll the 4 first. That are going to be fire damage at half. That's 13. So that ends up being 6. And then the other 4 are concussion damage, which is only 15. So it ends up being 21 total damage.
All right, it takes that damage. Garthax is starting to look pretty worse for wear. I might even say he's bloodied.
Well, a bomb going off in your face.
Yes. So let's see, and that would be the definite end of Felix's turn. We are now on to Boris the Butcher.
All right. Boris is going to attack hand number 2, which should be within 5 feet of Quinn and Hoblet, correct? Since Hoblet fell attempting to smoke it with Trixie.
Yes, that is correct.
Perfect. So that would be falling under my sneak attack category.
Yeah, our enemy of enemy within 5 feet.
And that is a 25.
Yes.
25 against AC definitely gets that job done.
Excellent.
Boom shakalaka. Shakalaka shaka boom.
I miss that sound as a rogue.
27.
So that's 27. What kind of damage?
Magical piercing, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, straight up 27. Yowza.
I'm always magically piercing things.
All right, so that is... what else you got going on this turn, Boris? Anything else?
Yeah, no. I'm not really close enough to anybody to hide well. Oh, I still have all my movement, though. So, yeah, I'm going to go hide behind
Hoblet's still on the floor, I think.
Right, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I am laying on the ground.
I
So
can't really hide behind Quinn because that's where Hoblet is. So Jarrell. Yeah.
All right, Jarrell's a good choice for hiding behind. So you essentially step about 5 feet to your right. You are now behind Jarrell. And now we are back at the enemy.
Cool. Garthex makes a con save at disadvantage if the con hex applies to Garthex as a whole, as it seems it
Which-
does.
Yes. And that is going to be a 16.
You'll love to see it. So that's going to be 22 radiant damage from the sickening radiance.
Sick.
It's so sick. All right. So now we move along. Garthax clutching the diamond in his right hand, staring at it intently, almost ignoring the rest of the room while the hands do their grim work.
So just to confirm, the diamond then is visible.
The diamond is now once again visible, yes. It somehow has come out during all of this.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right. Hand number 1. Hand number 1 will, let's see. We are going to use... Well, yeah, we're going to start with the roar. The roar is going to come from hand number 4 this time, I believe. And it's going to blast its roar throughout the room. And everyone gets to take the token thunder damage.
Is this a mind? Oh yeah, that's just the damage. But is this would the rest of the roar be a mind affecting spell?
I would assume that frightened is a mind affecting spell, yes.
Oh well, I guess it's really only affecting me, and I'm already frightened, so it doesn't matter anyways.
I'm sorry. You would all take 3 thunder damage.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. Oh, Jenks, yell me, Coke.
And the other 3 hands, the mouths will begin to snarl and bite at the air. Hand number 1 will use its sonic blast from the far end of the room, and it will be toward... Boris continues to be hidden, so Jarrell would get that sort of attention through the crowd. That's going to be... Oh, sonic blast. So you are taking the Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. That was actually a 24.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, that will definitely do it. So there's no deafening, and we're just going to take half of that 6d6.
66.
Never gonna get old.
Is it still funny? I think it's still funny.
Yes. So it's a 20 divided by 2, so that's 10 thunder damage from that.
Okay, dark.
And the other adjacent persons, everybody but Felix, are taking 6 thunder damage. Let's see. So that was hand number 1. Hand number 4 is accounted for. Hands number 2 and 3, as they are relatively close, they are both going to do bite attacks. One is going to be against Quinn. Is that going to be at normal or at some sort of disadvantage conferred?
I didn't use my reaction this time, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, it's tough to say because it keeps going backwards after it attacks us. And I might like the Oppie. Well, no, it'd be against you. Yeah, Jarrell would totally try to help Quinn.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm going to use the shield to protect Quinn.
At disadvantage. And that's going to be a 17 against armor class.
Nope.
Yeah, good.
Will not do it. Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I can't protect myself.
God damn it,
That's-
Quinn.
What
Sorry.
kind of shit is that?
Get above a 17 HP or armor class. guys.
I'm a freaking
He's
bard.
a bard.
Buy a shield.
I have a shield.
I his shield.
You know what?
I have a shield. You're standing right next to him while he's holding his shield. Buy a shield.
Buy a
Buy
shield.
Buy a better shield.
But I have a shield. No, it's very bright. Like it's very shiny. It's very clean.
No one cares about aesthetics when you're getting beaten to death, Quinn.
Very clean.
True.
Yes. So you're taking the 3d8 plus 1 bludgeoning plus 3d8 plus 1 piercing. So that is going to be 13 bludgeoning and 18 piercing damage.
Oh,
That's no
geez.
bueno.
Whoa!
I am, however, going to parry.
Good.
Where'd that go? Super plus my dex. Ooh, yay. Plus dex is 3, so 10. So I only take 3 plus 18 is 21. Still looking pretty shitty.
You and Boris both, I think, are not doing so hot.
I was almost down until I healed myself.
I don't think Quinn has
Oh, yeah, I
ever
have 2
been
hit
this
points.
bad. Like, he doesn't take damage often.
On the scale of 97 we seem to be using, Boris would have 13 hit points, but, she doesn't operate on a scale of 97, so she has less than 13 hit points.
All right, someone do the fractions there in the math and find out what X is. And there's your health. remaining.
Yep. So anyway, we have one last attacking hand, and that is number 3, which is going to charge forward and make its bite attack against Jarrell.
Okay, good. It had advantage against
Yeah,
you.
regular
Yeah, you're
advantage.
real lucky, Hoblet.
Yep, at vantage. And that is a 14 plus 12, a 26 against AC.
Yeah, that's gonna hit me.
All right. And that is going to be 20 bludgeoning damage and 10 piercing damage.
Okie doke.
Yikes.
It's not going to back away afterwards.
Okay.
But stay in nice and close and menacing. That will be the end of the monster's turn, and we are...
Wait. Bugs? Insect
Bugs.
swarm?
Bugs.
And then my reaction.
All right. So yes, bugs proc now to the tune of what?
I believe that is a con save.
A
At disadvantage.
con save
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage because of the pervasive con.
Con hex.
And that is going to be a 12 plus 6 and 18.
Yep.
Yikes.
That
That
beats
does
it.
it. So half damage at least.
15 divided by 2 is 7 gross.
And then
Alright.
my reaction dispels the sickening radiance, so y'all are
Sick.
free to engage. Physically.
Physically.
That was the thing we used to say back in the day. Are you engaged physically? Oh yeah, I'm engaged physically.
Garthax is also definitely not in great shape now. Those hands, the wispy darkness that seems to connect them to the mass behind Garthax himself, are more in tatters, more black ooziness than black shadowiness. Garthax himself still deadly focused on the crystal in front of him, clutched in his right claw. And yes, it is now the turn for Jarrell's rebuttal.
I will first hit the one in front of me. So it ends up being a 23 and a 24.
Those are quite a bit more spicy.
I am going to use second level Divine Smites.
Of course you are.
So that ends up being, again, ding, 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 Paladin math. So first, from the Divine Smite, it's 38 radiant damage. From the Sword of Justice being just awesome, it's another 18 radiant damage. And then slashing damage is 26.
Woo!
So 38
So-
plus 18 plus 26.
All right, so that gigantic amount of burst damage applied to hand number 3 cuts hand number 3 off cleanly at the wrist.
Good.
Ooh.
The hand falls down. The wispy tendrils connecting it to the rest of Garthax flop around wildly in the air like a wacky waver that's been somehow punctured. Garthax himself lets out an inhuman howl.
That's a pretty good howl.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Done.
It needs to be equally goofy. He drops to a knee, still clutching the jewel in his right hand. And it is now on to Hoblet's turn.
I would actually like to
Sorry.
move a little bit forward.
Yeah, you can now.
Absolutely. You have moved, so.
How far away from him am I?
He is, let's
Or
see,
it.
10, 20,
Sorry.
30, 40, 50 feet from you.
Okay, so I'll walk up 30 feet.
All right. You are now up about 30 feet. Didn't note that on the map. That looks about right. I like it. And now we are on to Hoblet, who is, I believe you are now, you probably weren't last turn either, no longer deafened.
Or I wasn't deafened at the end of
Yeah, you're right.
the bad guy's turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's no longer there, although I believe you have not gotten up with Trixie yet,
No,
after your little mishap.
I have not.
It's okay. There's a hand pretty close to you that did not withdraw from Jarrell, so.
As I look around at my compadres, how are we looking hit point wise?
The
How
hand
is
that,
how-
well, for one, the hand that did not withdraw from Jarrell was withdrawn from its own wrist just recently.
Oh, right,
Okay.
that one.
Yes, there is the one that's near Quinn and, by extension, Hoblet. I'm sorry, go ahead then.
Well, is my team looking beat up?
Not
Yes.
me, but everybody else.
As you look around at your team, Boris tries to wave at you, and like blood spurts out of her arm instead of actually managing to wave.
As Jarl's walking away from her. He was hiding right behind Jarl.
By all accounts, still technically hidden.
Yeah, yeah.
I am going to cast. Fuck. Feel like I could probably kill him, but if I fuck it up, then we're all fucked.
Why don't you just get up and hit the thing?
Because I have 2 hit points left, and Boris has like 4 hit points left. So we're fucked. If he gets another turn, we're fucked. He's gonna put all of us down.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds. And it is a 5th level spell, but I believe I'm gonna cast it. I am, because I have a 6th level spot still. I'm gonna cast at 6th level. So this will get everybody because it's 6 creatures. And it is 4d8 plus 8. Let's
Wow.
fucking go. So everybody gets 26.
Cool.
Look at that. We had some genuine peril for a time.
Yeah, I've just been absorbing hits.
Boris, too, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All that thunder.
Yeah, all that pulsing thunder damage from those roars and sonic blasts.
Yeah, just breaking the immersion for a second. Like, this is a very, very fun encounter. Like, this is challenging AF.
Yeah.
It's just constant. It's just consistent and sustained damage every single turn.
Right. I'm taking 20, and then I'm taking 8, and then I'm taking 30, and then I'm taking 6, and then I'm taking...
All right. So, Hoblet, you get your Mass Cure Wounds off. Is there anything else you're doing with your action economy?
Can I stand up?
Yep, you can use half your movement to do so.
Could have done that before you cast the spell.
You cast the
and
spell from the
actually,
ground.
You know
With
what?
4 health points left, you cast the spell laying on your...
Right. No, Hoblet does like the church thing where the people like spaz on the ground and like speak in tongues. He's like, and then everybody got their healing points. And then he hopped up, feeling much fresher.
Does the whole shaking his head, rips the shirt.
And I'm going to head with Jarrell, staying probably maybe a little to his right, a couple feet behind him.
You can only move so much because you use half your movement to stand up.
Well,
So
right. How far did he go?
30.
30?
Okay, so I can move like 12 feet towards him, right? Because my movement's 25 and I used half of it to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just moving towards Jarrell.
Okay, I've got you just inside what would have been actually about 10 feet just inside what would have been the area where the sickening radiance was, when such radiance was a radii of sickening sickness.
Yeah, then we're
That is
good.
no longer sick.
We are good. GTG, DTF, baby.
It has subsequently ceased sickness. So that is where you are. You have moved, you have actioned, you have done everything. So we go back to the top of initiative with Quinn.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on Boris. Because you're near me, right, Boris?
Yeah,
I can just like reach out and touch you.
I'm where Jarrell was before I moved forward.
I'm going to cast Bear's Endurance on you, which gives you plus 2d6 temporary hits. Don't know if that'll really help much, but we'll hope. Because you're low. Right?
It's a buffer.
Yeah, it's something. Yep. 8.
Nice.
8 temporary hit points.
And then I'm going to rally on myself, which is a bonus action. And I'm going to give myself 6 temporary hit points. All right. That's really it. Because I don't have any Bardic Inspiration left.
Solid, though.
Hey.
So hopefully that helps you, Boris, in some fashion. Yep. So, and I'm right there with everybody. I'm not going to move.
Okay, so you're going to stay where you are and not move to match the others then.
Oh wait. Yes, I'm gonna stick with them. So I'm gonna move up with.
Okay. You've got enough move probably to get yourself pretty close to where Jarrell is, or do you want to stop at where Hoblet has stopped?
I'm gonna go up with Jarrell.
Going up with Jarrell. Okay. We've got you
Bold move.
there. All right. And that is the end of Quinn's turn, and we are now on to the frightened Felix Fizzlebottom.
The frightened Felix Fizzlebottom will fire some stuff. So, there's all going to be a disadvantage. Because how long does that frighten last? Jesus.
1 minute.
Okay, yeah, we're well within a minute still. Okay, so I'm going to fire 3 Eldritch Blasts, so I'll roll disadvantage for each beam. Still plus 12 to hit, so let's see.
And what are you firing it at?
Garthex proper.
Okay.
So 9 would be the lowest, plus 12 is 21.
A 21 will not do it against Garthex
Oh, it's
proper.
just 22.
Fuck! It's
Damn
22. Okay. Second shot is less than that. Third shot is less than that. So none of those hit. And then I'm gonna fire a mote of light. I'm gonna fire a mote of light. Hey.
I just I have a question because I've been waiting to try to do this. So I have an ability where I can add 10 to an attack roll.
To your attack roll, not mine.
Yeah, yours.
Oh, well then...
I can do it for myself.
Is it a reaction?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what the fuck, man? I'm about to make one more.
Well, right, but now that I know, like, what's weird, though, is, like, now that I know that it's 22...
Well,
you can make a judgment call later.
Yeah, it's just like literally either it's just.
Oh no,
don't
I
know.
guess we figured out that it was 22. Okay.
Well,
okay.
just
I'm
did.
saying like if we.
We
okay.
just did.
Garthax proper has an armor class of 22.
Okay. So yeah, don't just blast past those because I have a +10 that I can give out one time.
Okay, cool. I mean, thanks for letting me know after I've rolled 3 of my 4 attack rolls this turn.
What? So I didn't know if I could.
I'm
add
going
the 10
to
help you.
as a bonus action, I am going to fire one more of the motes of light from my crown of stars.
Fire it, baby.
And I'm going to take the audio cue that Dave gave about Garthax proper having an AC 22, and I'm going to fire it at hand number 4
All right.
at disadvantage. Okay, that'll do. 25.
25 absolutely does it against the hands.
That's 4d12 radiant damage against hand number 4. Could be better. 16 radiant damage.
Hand number 4 is also destroyed.
Yes.
Sick. All right, and I'm going to stay right the hell where I am. I'm not going up with these jamokes. No.
You can't. You actually can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
so
you're
I'm
frightened.
literally just going to stand here cowering in fear, just like it's almost like like one hand sort of like cowering, and the other hand is kind of like it's like that where you put your hand through like the triangle elbow,
Right.
sort of like you put your hand on your forehead, you like put your arm like an elbow, you're just kind of sticking your hand out between it. That's
Felix
like how,
is
like,
telling
fire
himself
spells.
he's making the intelligent choice, but we all just know it's because he's pants shittingly terrified of this.
Yeah, and I'm not like Jarrell. I will. I mean, I will own my frightenedness.
Because you can be frightened.
Yes.
So, if there is nothing else from the frightened Felix Fizzlebottom, we now go on to the battered Boris the Butcher.
Ooh, love that.
Slightly less battered now from some kind healing. Question.
Answer.
Theoretical question. Let's say
Theoretical
Boris
answer.
were to like dash up within melee range. She would lose the advantage she has from currently being, hidden behind the history of Jarrell, right?
Well, yeah, you're no longer hidden at this point. Like it's a new turn.
Yeah. So I already.
So
thought
she
that.
is unhidden because I moved, right?
I mean, the object or thing that she was hiding behind is no longer there to provide that hiddenness? Question mark?
Yeah, that sounds rules as intended. I don't know what rules as written are, and honestly, we're deep enough into the night where I'm not going to look up rules as written. Rules as intended kind of sound like it, so yeah, you're not quite hidden right now.
Cool. Okay, but I'm only 30 feet away from Jarrell. So Boris is going to, sneakily dash up behind Jarrell and then use her cutting action to, hide while she's sneaking up behind Jarrell. So, she just sort of disappears. And then is going to leap up from behind him and throw her dagger at Garthrax.
I was gonna say, did you actually have to dash though? Because I remember you saying dash. Was you using that just as a
No,
verb?
she's not actually dashing. Yeah, so
Okay.
I had to describe the way of motion. Like she's gonna, like rogue hunch over and like kind of dash up behind him. But it's only 30 feet, so it's not actually a dash.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to move. We're going to cunning action into hide so that you can jump out of it to get your sneak attack.
Yep.
You will be exposed at the end of this turn. But
Yes.
it's for a good cause. So
in the
let's
air.
see what happens with your attack against. Whom are you making your attack against?
Garthax. Direct.
Garthix
Okay.
direct. All right.
Or, sorry.
There's 2 hands left too, right? That's
It's all just Garthax.
29.
Well, yeah, 29 is definitely going to do the job.
Oh, big hit.
Get it.
Oh yes, that's much better than last time. 34.
34. 34 does a significant amount of damage to Garthax, such as that he takes another half a shuffle forward off of one knee and falls over, dying. The jewel falls from his hand, hits the floor, and shatters into 5 pieces.
Huh! No!
The fact that Felix is freaking out is freaking me out.
Did you forget Hedrick was in the diamond?
No, I knew Hedrick was in the diamond. That's
No,
why
I'm talking
out.
to Mike because Mike
did
is
forget
confused
that.
about why Felix
did
would
forget
care if Hedrick just split into 5 pieces.
I did forget that.
I mean, to be fair, that is in character for Quinn.
Exactly.
Hoblet is just standing there dumbfounded, staring forward like with a awestruck look on his face. For the first time in a long time, he doesn't know what to say.
So now that the source of my fear is dead, I'm going to run up and like shove everyone aside, be like, nobody touch it! Is it just 5 pieces?
It is 5 pieces.
I will collect.
Yeah.
I will collect all 5 pieces and put them into my bag of holding. Nobody touches this. I need to figure out how to put this back together.
Yes, all 5 pieces are identical, and on any kind of examination, you see Hedrick in all 5 of those pieces in slightly different hues.
Good. I was hoping that was the case. It's not like Hedrick's leg is in one.
I'm gonna hold the shards in my hand and like look down at the reflections of like Hedrick and just be like, "Don't worry, buddy, we're gonna save you."
Oh, hopefully Hedrick hears.
Boris is gonna run over to Felix and pull a piece of gum out of her mouth and try to like stick.
No, don't touch it! I said don't touch it!
It's such good
And
intention.
I just like hold it, I just like pull it away from her. And because listen, Felix remembers when he was trapped inside one of these black diamonds of Garthax.
Mm-hmm.
It was not fun. It was horrible, and I had Pregnart like slopping his disgusting hands over while I just could only stand and watch in horror as all of the terrible things that were happening to me inside of there were just going to continue to happen until someone more responsible took me to get help. So I'm going to be the responsible person and take Hedrick to get help.
I can be responsible.
No, we can't.
This is personal, Boris. This is personal.
Jarrell will put his hand on Felix's shoulder and say, Felix, I do believe that ridiculous goose man we know back in the prime material plane can fix this.
Yeah, I know. We tried to talk to him before to fix it the first time, and don't worry about it, Jarrell. Just don't worry about it. And then I'm going to look. Garthax is very much dead, yes?
Garthax is dead, and in fact, he is dissolving into a black goo that is spreading across the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna just start firing fucking Eldritch Blasts just at the center of his mass, and just like I'm angry. I'm starting to sling them just like crazy now, like angrily and just in a blind rage.
In somewhat sickening, dull, wet splats, chunks of flesh and black ichor fly away from where the Eldritch Blasts impact his further and further mangled corpse.
Do we have anything that we want to know from him? Did we want to talk to him at all?
He's goo. He's goo now.
I mean, someone needs to stop me if that was your intention, because like Felix is now rage firing Eldritch Blasts at the corpse of Garthax.
That's okay. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that it's irrelevant. I just want to ask you guys, do we want to talk to him?
I would have liked to know more, but it's too late now. This motherfucker just blood shattered my friend.
But it's not too late now.
The 2 remaining hands have also fallen to the floor and are...
What is his skull? What does his skull look like?
His skull looks like a polished demon skull of some sort of greater demon.
Okay, so it's still there?
It's still there. It's
if he has it, it says one creature with a mouth. That's all it says.
Hissing and acidic.
Because I have a Speak with the Dead where we can ask him questions if there's stuff you want to know.
Hold on. Do I have my zone of truth? Because this always works out
Perfect.
Hold on.
I will cease firing once I actually see a plan forming. And
I do have 1 second level Zone of Truth left. If you want to do the Speak with Dead
let's
Zone
do
of
it.
Truth.
I loved this last time. Let's do this.
But what do we want to ask? Like, what?
Okay. Wait.
How to get out of here?
You have to be.
How to get out of here?
But you're the one who has to ask the questions, right? As the caster of the spell.
I'm going to assume so.
I would write this.
I'm going to waste at least one question.
I would write these questions down for you, but I know you'll just burn the piece of paper I give you.
Well, he might eat it.
Or that. Right. He will destroy it in some fashion, so I'm not going to bother writing the questions down, but I'm going to give you some talking points. If he didn't want to talk while he was alive, maybe he'll talk when he's fucking dead! And I just fire one more shot at, like, the puddle of goo.
All right. So do you want me to read this to you, Dave? Speak with the Dead. Are we asking him questions, or are we just moving on here?
We have to ask him something. We need to get out of here.
I mean, if you guys are looking to ask some questions, certainly. Yeah, give me the text of Speak with the Dead.
You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range to answer questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive. The corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy.
Unless, of course, I use Zone of Truth.
Oh, yeah, that's another. Also, there's like another paragraph at the end, but basically the paragraph at the end says, I can keep it alive for up to 10 days as long as I don't ask up to 5 questions, but it can't learn anything new. So I can't like take it around and show it stuff and then ask it questions about the stuff that I show it. It only knows what it knew while it was alive.
Unless it was already there, at which point it would know.
We just bring this talking skull with us.
We might as well.
I have a skull pocket.
She does.
My girl, Boris.
That broke.
Welcome back, fucker.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. I love this.
That is the verbiage for Hoblet's Speak with the Dead. Is welcome back, fucker.
And then Jarrell immediately casts Zone of Truth.
Okay, Hoblet, quick, talking points. How do we get out of here? What is this plane of existence? What was Garthax?
Hey, dead guy.
Fuck you.
And how do we save Hedrick?
We're trapped here. How do we get back to what's the regular plane?
No, we want to go forward further into.
To ascend.
Yeah, we want to ascend.
Where do we go to get our friend to ascend to godhood?
How can we continue our path of ascension towards godhood?
To literally ascend, doors on your left.
Cool.
Was that a truthful answer? Because it is in the zone of truth. So, okay, doors on the left.
You shattered my friend into 5 pieces. How do I get him back together?
I don't know. I didn't intend for you to break the crystal.
You broke the crystal.
You killed
by dying.
me.
You dropped it. Soft.
In the process of being killed.
I love these conversations every single time.
Just make sure that none of these are a question. Move on.
Oh, I am.
Tablet.
Asshole.
Just keep calling your names. It's great.
What was Garthax? What plane of existence are we on?
Why do I care what he was? We killed him. Fucker's dead.
I need to know what we're dealing with so I understand how to put Hedrick back together. Because if I understand the level of magic that was, created then I can at least understand the difficulty that is in front of us to put our friend back together.
You sure were an ugly fucker when you were alive. What were you?
I was the demon Garthax.
I probably could have guessed that.
That's
Probably
it?
could have guessed that one. Yeah, it makes sense.
Hey, the answers are allowed to be vague and or very literal.
That's true. Okay. Well, sorry, that was a waste of a question. My bad, y'all.
Do you want to hold on to him?
Well,
Sure,
we still have.
Two more
No,
questions.
by all means, hold on to me. I want a front row seat when somebody else kills you.
Well, Boris, pop
You'll be waiting
that
a
pocket open.
Dickhead.
Wait, no.
Okay,
More
so
question.
so
More
when
question.
when Felix says that, I just want to give them a Hoblet. Boris like pulled the pocket open, and Hoblet was ready to like underhanded basketball toss the skull into the pocket that Boris was holding open. So I like
cartoons.
right. I am in my backswing, and Felix is like, whoa, wait. Yes.
What plane of existence are we currently on?
What plane of existence are we currently on? My nerd friend wants to know.
You're in my manor house in Legridex.
We're still in Legridex. Okay. That is good information to have. We'll save the last question. We got 10 days to figure that one out. So just pop him in the sack.
See you in a bit, and then I
Get
finish
off my
the talk.
lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Boris holds open her pocket, catches the skull in the pocket, and then
As
screams.
it fades into the pocket, eat my ass.
You don't have one anymore, asshole.
And then Boris yells, "Goal!" and runs up and high fives Hoblet.
Yes.
While this exchange was fun, Felix's heart sinks once more once he still looks down and sees the shards of Hedrick, still like in his hands. Okay, buddy. I'm just gonna look down. I'm gonna be like, hey, okay, buddy. I'm gonna put you away. It's in my bag of holding. It's kind of dark in there and kind of scary, but I bet you the place you're in right now is also dark and scary. So just know, we're gonna work on a way to save you. And I put the shards into my bag of holding.
Do we know he can hear us?
I don't know, but I'm gonna try to comfort him.
It's like talking to somebody in a coma.
because none of y'all are gonna do that.
Felix could hear us in the Diamond of Garthax, but that doesn't mean that it's the same properties.
Yeah, right. I'm not gonna assume anything.
Does Boris know that your bag is a bag of holding?
I make no secret about it being a bag of holding. This is yes.
At this level, a bag of holding is almost like standard equipment for your serious adventurer.
Yeah, okay. Boris is going to offer her fur coat to Felix and be like, this might help keep him safe.
I appreciate the thought, but it's okay. I got this. I've dealt with worse, and I point to my forehead where the gem is still very clearly set.
Not currently.
Hidden by a bandana. Listen, I'm not wearing my props anymore. My head was sweating. Okay.
Sweaty head is a serious problem.
Listen, I did my bit. I wore my prop for like fucking weeks. All right, like we're good. I feel like we understand now. Like I wore it to make sure that there was always that reminder. Hey, this is always set in Felix's head. This is just a part of me right now. Anyways.
And I just wanted to be noted, I have recorded in my notes 10 days of a verbally abusive demon skull.
Can we just hear like muffled insults coming from my pocket?
Fucking constantly.
Oh, good.
At one point, he will be doing 6 hours straight of Yo Mama jokes out of the pocket.
Like my pocket can block like other magic, but like that voice still somehow permeates it.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take stock for a moment now that the fog of war has lifted a bit and look to my left, where there should be a door.
Yes, where all of this stuff, this black, goopy awfulness that connected the hands and the back of Garthax it's starting to fade, and you can see the top of a doorway along the left. A little higher than normal, a little wider than normal. We'll say about maybe 6 feet wide, up to almost 13 feet high at the top, arched. A big, thick wooden door with big iron bands on it. Opening on the left.
I guess on we go.
Jarrell shakes his head. No, not quite yet. And he's going to just kind of plop himself on the ground. He is totally taking a long rest after all this bullshit. I have 1 spell left and 30 health points and nothing else.
Well,
we are taking a nap.
Yes.
Let's do that maybe in the beds in this fake arranged house. They're probably more comfortable than this floor.
Thank you for permission, Felix. And Jarrell will walk off to find a comfortable spot to take a nap.
Sass.
Ditto.
Yes.
Are you napping in your armor?
Well, my squire's not here currently. So
Not doff your armor.
it's very difficult to take off by yourself.
We are going to do the mildest of yada yadas as I just sort of skip by and explain that make sure I have my bearings here, on the first floor there are some well-apportioned rooms that are accessible pretty easily off of the lobby. I believe you guys encountered them already when you were exploring.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes. So it's quite easy now that you can explore this place very freely to find rooms where you can rest well.
Perfect.
There is even a kitchen where you can prepare food on an oven and a stove and those sorts of things, powered by a wood fire. And there's even a dining room.
I say we don't tarry long, but let's just try to eat, sleep, and keep going forward. We can't stop. We can't wait long. Literally, the fate of Tal'Duria is resting on our shoulders, and the fate of Hedrick.
Right, but we need our spell slots.
Yes. And
I'm just explaining that, yes, we should take the time we need, but no more than that.
Sure.
with that, the party will take a very, very well-deserved long rest. And I will say that if you like us and the things you're doing, we can be found on the internet in such places as Twitter at Hapless Heroes, at Instagram, also at Hapless Heroes, on Facebook, and search for Hapless Heroes Podcast. Even on Reddit /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. All those places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, however, via links in all of those places, be it stickies or pins or wherever. It will take you to our Discord server where you can hang out with us on a daily basis. We're all there. We're all relatively easily accessible. Join our community. It's a great community.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's really it keeps growing every day. As of this recording, we are almost to our 100th user.
Hey, see, it's pretty great. Cool little community we got going on here. We'd love to have you as part of it.
Heck yeah.
Now, if you really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, since you have made it through the entirety of this mini adventure inside the grander adventure, but not, a whole arc, just, a multi-part episode that went to multi parts in a nice long combat. But if you've listened to all this, you probably have a podcast service of your choice. And if it allows you to leave reviews, please do so. 5 stars, we'd love, but any stars, be honest with your review. And we will read it aloud and give you credit for the 5-star human being that you are for having reviewed us.
True that.
Now, if you really, really like us, you could donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have a variety of reward tiers. We have access to, special little role and channel on our Discord. One of the things you could access there are bloopers and outtakes. Those things are also on Patreon at that same reward level. You could get Hoblet's notebook from the beginning of season 1 for several years, I suppose, full of the disjointed and mad ramblings of everyone's favorite dwarf who chooses violence every single morning.
Is that a thing? Who am I in competition with? Everyone's favorite dwarf. Is there like a top 5?
Well, yeah, there's a couple. Gimli, for sure.
Yeah, when I think about favorite dwarf,
yeah.
right? It's Gimli, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're the top 2.
The sleepy.
I mean, I'm better than all 7 of the white dwarves. All 7.
Yeah, I mean,
they might round
Grumpy
out
was
the top
grumpy,
10.
But, needless to say, there are many dwarves. A Hoblet's our favorite dwarf.
And if you like us, right now, you love us, Sally Field and the whole deal, create a new sport ball league, and make this new version of sport ball the most popular of all the sports, including balls. And with each team, you have to be named specifically after a character or a like the McGogles or something like that. It has to be very much based off of the Hapless Heroes, and after the national anthem, and depending on where you're playing, the Canadian national anthem and then the U.S. national anthem and maybe even the Mexican national anthem, you then have to play the Hapless Heroes theme song. Whatever the sport is completely up to you. I don't care.
Perfect.
Spoken like a true sports fan. Play a new sport ball game with your
A
sport ball
new
friends.
sport involving a ball.
Yes.
So, for our walk-off, we're going to outro our cast. Starting from my left, we have Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
Oh, that guy was a bitch.
To his left, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
Always at my service.
To his left, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
Oh, this is going to be a good nap.
To her left, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his left, we have Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
Don't worry, Hedrick. We'll figure something out, buddy. I know we will.
My name is Dave, and I've been your host and Dungeon Master for this evening. We'll see you next week for some new adventures. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.